All right. I remain your girl at Desua,
Always on my
and
right.
yes,
always on my
of
right.
course, I'm the right-hand woman. Okay, so
I like that one.
okay, I'm right here on the lounge, and of course, it's always amazing to be here.
This issue about Naira Marley and Mohbad is Mohbad's death. I don't want to say Naira Marley and Mohbad. This issue about Mohbad's death is getting more intense. What do you have to say about that?
Actually, it wasn't just remanding them. I think the police needed a constitutional right to get hold of them as a suspect. So they needed a court order to keep them beyond the 48 hours.
We have to give credit to Naira Marley as well for coming down all the way
I give
from UK,
credit to Naira Marley for coming down all the way from UK to honor this police investigation.
Why are we giving credit to him?
No, because he tried to show up.
He tried to show up. He's
supposed to show up. Let me tell
They
you
are
something.
following the protocol.
Let me tell you something.
Credit for what?
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
You're not guilty until you're found guilty.
Proven
Until
guilty.
it might
They
have happened
would
to
have
him.
lynched him. I know Nigerians. It would have been a case of jungle justice. They would have lynched him.
Made your point. Let's not go too deep into that. I want to throw this question to Adesua as a woman.
Finally.
Now, I want to ask you as a woman. Mohbad's father has come out to say, he has come out to tell Mohbad's wife to do the proper thing, like to carry out a DNA test for his grandson. If you were in that woman's position, what would you do? How would you be feeling?
Okay. Yeah, there has been that issue about Mohbad's son not being his and it could have been somebody else's and all of that. Well, it's actually a very terrible one, especially for a woman who supposedly just lost a husband.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say it would have been better if they let it, you know, they let this whole saga, this whole issue surrounding Mohbad's death, you know, be investigated.
Yeah.
And then later on they can now go
The
ahead
DNA
because
test is
I
also
think
part of the
I think
investigation.
it is too early to do that. But okay, yes, if it is for the purpose of investigation,
Yeah.
then if she has nothing to hide, there is really no big deal in carrying out a DNA test on the child, except of course she has something to hide, you know, and even if that's the case, it just has to be done so that they can, you know, move ahead
there are
with
a lot of
their
issues.
investigation.
There are a lot of issues of paternity fraud in Nigeria.
In
In
Nigeria.
Nigeria, we're rated, I think in Africa we're rated as, or in the world we're rated as number 2.
Serious.
For
Yes,
real.
yes.
This is my
You
first
have to-
time
you
of
have to
hearing
go and
this.
check.
She should do the needful. Well, paternity
Yeah,
fraud
she should do the
Yeah.
has
needful.
become
Of course.
the thing now because almost every father now is trying to like, are you sure this child is mine and all of that.
Not
But
almost, though.
I feel like almost every man, like I tell you that categorically, almost every man, even if you don't want to do it, your mind will be going
No, you
there
get that
once.
your pikin go
You
look.
get as your hair,
No,
go
you get
look
that your pikin
you.
go resemble you. You don't need to do am.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah, now,
Except
tell us.
Your man
that.
get big nose. You get big nose. Why do you need to?
Except that.
You don't need to do am.
Your nose straight. Your nose straight. You black. Your pikin gone yellow. Wahala.
In such a case,
Your wife come
whereas the pikin feel resemble in grandmama or something, but you know, all of these things happen
There has been infidelity in marriages.
Yeah.
There have been
right from
Right
time.
from
been happening
time.
right from time.
Many people
Yeah,
came from
so,
a lineage that is not
yes.
their lineage.
Some people have fathered the children that are not.
Yeah,
And
nobody
nobody
knows.
else, and nobody ever got
knew,
to
nobody
know.
found about
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
But I think
that,
it's only-
that is
it's
what
only a woman.
exposure.
Yeah, man.
That is what exposure causes.
Oh,
Now we are exposed
now
to all
I think it's only a woman that knows actually whose baby he's bearing.
I don't know if
or
that's
she's
the reason.
having. Because each time you travel,
Some women
Guys,
too can't even tell. Do you know? Sometimes the mothers don't even know that
Are
the
you
child
serious?
is not for the man they are with.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
sometimes it happens.
Are you kidding me?
If you had sexual intercourse
With
with the same
multiple
period
men.
with
Yeah.
multiple men,
But
you would most likely not know.
Many a times the women know that that child does not belong.
Except
to
she goes to make findings, or except she can calculate the period
I
in
think
which.
a woman should be able to tell when
You know,
when
except-
when she took it.
If a woman gets
but-
intimate with 2 men on the same
Okay,
day,
but
she will
I
not know
think-
who she's
I
pregnant
think-
with.
When a woman plays
It's
such
all
a
right.
game.
It's all right. See, it's all right. We've done Mohbad's death and the whole saga, Naira Marley
okay.
issue, Sam Larry,
Yeah.
and all that.
And I was going to talk on that
Okay.
about, you know, I didn't want to come in when
Okay.
everybody was talking. So about whether or not
Yeah.
it is Naira Marley coming to Nigeria and all of that is commendable. I mean, that was the only wise thing to do, because he can't just keep going around the world as a fugitive. he had to come back at some point. And if he even stayed away, it would have made it more suspicious that for you to be off till, for a very long time means definitely you had a hand in this, and that would already, send the wrong signal. So it was a good thing he came
back.
but it is not worthy of applause. There is no big
Okay,
deal.
there should be no applaud, but it's a good thing that he came back. Okay, so let us just go away from that Mohbad issue and cultism in Nigeria. How can we eradicate cultism? How can we stop cultism in our universities? Should I say every cult group have their own spiritual or mantra? Thank you. And other cult groups see that belief as misguided. So how has this cultism affected our society so badly?
Are we talking on how we can stop it, or how it has?
How has it affected our society so badly? Okay, you don't want to tell us about how it has. You want to tell us how we can stop it.
Okay. No, we should know the effects first, and then we can talk on how it is to be.
There is no sane society that would say that cultism should be encouraged. I think the origin of cultism in our universities was dated back 70s, during the time of Professor Wole Soyinka. And I think along the line, their major aim of coming up on board were actually sabotaged. They were using it initially, according to the books I've read, they were using it initially to checkmate the activities of the government.
What could have happened along the line?
Now, this thing is breeding a bad society for us. If not eradicated, it's going to cause us more harm than good. First and foremost,
there is no good in cultism.
There's no simple good.
There's no good in cultism.
There's no atom of good in
It's going to cause
cultism.
Let's hear. Why do you say that?
Harm.
Yeah.
Because can you tell me the good in cultism? Just one good one. There's no good in. There's nothing good that comes out of
depends.
cultism. Let's be factual here. We all know what cultism means. Do you understand? We all know what if we're talking about a group, we can call it a club.
I want you to elaborate on that.
If we're talking about a group of people, right, coming together to form whatever it is they are doing there, you can call it a club. But when you mention cultism, we know what cultism is in it. We know what it represents in Nigeria. So let's not just act like we don't know what cultism is.
Seriously, it's affecting the society.
Cultism has never brought any good thing in Nigeria. So now we need to look into like providing security for the people first of all. You know, when someone comes to you and tell you this is what happened to you, you have to take your time and do investigation and call the people involved. Do you understand? And make sure that the person that is reporting is safe. Do you understand? Okay. First step of stopping cultism is good upbringing. As a parent, now everybody should listen to me. As a parent, you need to sit your child down, right, and discuss cultism. It's a topic. Just sit down. Let me talk to you about cultism. You need to tell them why they shouldn't even think about it. You need to tell them why they should always tell you when they feel threatened.
Okay, so I will talk a little bit on the cultism issue. Cultism has become a menace. It has eaten deep into our system, and it's not even something that we can see just physically. It's not something like it is secret. So you have to look deep to actually find these bad eggs in the society and try to bring them to book. And the fact that they have godfathers, like was rightly said here, up there, it is usually more difficult to actually, bring them to justice, because they have people who will just easily bail them out. So I think this is something the government should really look into, because it is becoming terrible, especially, having children of teenagers, getting involved in this sort of violent acts. I think now even in the universities we have, some universities are taking it very seriously to ensure that cultism does not stand in a school. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be mentioning schools, but there are some schools that you almost cannot even see the trace of it. Though, of course, there are almost no schools that don't exist. But they are more prominent in some specific schools.
They are more prominent in state and federal universities.
Okay.
Even down to the lecturers are cultists.
Exactly.
Yes, because a lecturer was once a student.
It's just a lecturer was once a student. It's a freedom of worship enshrined in our constitution. Now, you don't just question someone's choice of association.
Yeah.
Now, there should be an age limit placed on anyone who deems it fit to join any confraternity.
I don't
Why,
think.
why should,
See, let
why
me tell
should
you.
there
Hold
even
on.
be confrontation?
Hold on. Let me tell
Why
you.
should it even
Hold on.
exist
Let me
in the
tell
first
you.
place?
These groups want to have as much members
That's how they get their informants
as they
from
can.
the younger ones. They send the
You
younger
understand?
ones.
That's the first thing. Secondly, they make money from it. When you want to come and bam or do something, you have to drop something.
Dues,
you have to pay dues. You have to do. And when they have more members, they get more dues, more revenues, and all that.
They have the students.
Version, yeah.
Yes. Then they still have the town
Chapter.
version.
Okay, so I just want to throw a quick question to Adesua before we close this segment. We have less than 3 minutes before we leave.
My goodness.
Adesua, if we remove violence, killings from cultism, do you think cultism should stand?
If we remove violence from cultism,
and allow it to serve as an activist group.
It is no longer a cult then. It has become
A club.
It has become a club.
But the definition doesn't say
Doesn't say
cultism is about killing.
Killing, yeah.
Cultism is not about killing.
So, but that's how Nigeria
It's
has
not
made it
supposed to be. Is
Why you saying only
cultism?
Nigeria?
I mean,
It happens everywhere in the world.
Confraternities are everywhere.
Yeah.
But the way Nigerians take it, is such a way that violence is
It's
just
too much.
We just love killing
it's just part of
ourselves.
it.
it's the
In
essence.
Nigeria, we love killing
It's just part
ourselves
of
for
it.
nothing's sake.
And you see, even those in the universities, after they are, when they're done with school and they're about to leave, I hear they have to do some kind of things, else they are killed. So why would you want to be in something that at the end of the day, your life is at risk?
We've lost
Of course,
enough.
Exactly. We've lost so many people to this cultism thing. So violence and killings is associated with cultism. So if you take those out of it, then it becomes what's it called? A group that is
It becomes a
an
group.
active what's it
An
called?
activist group.
An
Pressure group.
activist group or a pressure
pressure
group.
group.
Yeah, that's what it becomes.
It should be a pressure group
and that's
instead
what
of all
it
this
should be,
killing
if not because of
each other, killing of people. Yeah,
That's what it should be.
It should be a pressure group we use to checkmate the government.
government.
Because like Nigeria now, we know that our major problem in the country is poor leadership,
Mm-hmm.
bad leadership. But if all these cults, all this confraternity, if they feel that it's better they come together, stop killing
And form
themselves,
a union.
and form
form a union.
form a force.
Yeah.
Now I think we can get it right with our leaders.
All right, that's all we can take for this segment of the lounge. Stop cultism, stop drug abuse, stop human trafficking. What other thing should I stop again?
Stop abortion.
killing, stop violence,
Stop abortion.
What do you mean by stop abortion?
Stop. You said
and stop paternity
How
fraud.
long?
and stop paternity fraud. Just in short, stop all these things that are not helping our society.
Heaven is
Let's-
real.
Start educating your kids properly.
Anybody has something to say?
Hi guys, follow me on Instagram at Ada_Davidson, on TikTok Ada Davidson, and on Facebook Ada Davidson.
Hi viewers, follow me on TikTok at AGK Ndeke and Instagram AGK Ndeke.
Yeah, of course. You can follow me on Joy_Adesua on across all platforms. Okay, on Facebook it is Joy Adesua Iromosele on Facebook. So that's pretty much it.
Eromosele, we love you. See you next time. Booyah.
Bye.